Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're back, baby. Ugh. Yeah, I have a horrible stomach flu, so I'm not going to stream for too long today, but I am here. It's one of those things where I don't know how it happens, but pretty much every year I always get some awful condition right around Christmas. What are you going to do? It happens. It happens to us all. What if I do this? Can I do this? I do this. Can I hit this button? Then I do this. Then we do this. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Stream. I'm your host, Stream Tom. Today, you know, we're heading on our way towards Christmas. I have not streamed as much in the past couple of weeks because I've just been, fortunately or unfortunately, very busy and attentive to a couple of the things in my life that have gone different directions. So we'll see if that goes anywhere. But I'm sick, which is awesome. So I was gonna start streaming earlier today, but I had a date with a porcelain object that I had to spend more time with. But I'm hoping that's over now. It's been a good couple hours, so it should be okay now. So we will see. But anyways, hope you guys are all doing well. Hope everything is good. Which is why I find the title of the stream is very funny, because it's two things. It's actually three things. Number one, it's just like being sick around the holidays feels bad. But then number two, it's also a reference to a movie, which I'm also wearing a shirt, which is also a similar reference to the movie. So anyway, it's a good time. It's just kind of all fits together and kind of mixes everything together. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing good. Hope everything is going well for everybody out there. There is not a lot of DDO news to go over today because we obviously coming into the holiday season, it's kind of what we all expected, which was that the Fae event was going to come out. And then the Fae event, the goal was basically to kind of tide people over the holiday season for whatever is going to be coming in the new year. So we got the new free quest, which was pretty fun, as well as, you know, the Fae stuff. And then I don't think we'll get anything major in January, but in early February, the Fae event is going to end, and then we'll be moving on to the whatever happens for the anniversary, because as a reminder, next year's DDO's 20th anniversary. So that is pretty substantial in terms of like the fact that this game has been going on for 20 years. That's pretty exciting. So that's pretty cool. However, there is only one piece of news that I do want to give all of you guys. This is actually something that's relevant to Dungeons and Dragons Online, and I think some of you will be able to appreciate. And it is, in fact, a piece of store news, which doesn't come up very often. Why do I have store things at the bottom here? Oh no, is my store broken? Uh-oh. Oh, right, I forgot. If you open the store, you get the old store. Sorry, I forgot about this. You guys want to find a fun bug? DDO is awesome. Fun bug. If you open the store while you have your UI turned off, you open up the old store. Which, if this works, it can sometimes... Okay, there we go. I could refresh it. That's how I got the monk picture that I use. So, like this one. This picture comes from there because that's like in the old store. So that's how you can find it. If it loads, it'll actually bring you up to that picture saying the store is not working. I'll come back later. But the big piece of news, you might be like store related, is this thing right here. The terrific Traveler's Trunk is on sale. Now, this object is usually $39.95, which is a pretty good price for what you get out of it. However, it's 924 points. For 924 points, you get 5 Sovereign 1 experience boosts, 5 Major Slayer boosts, and 100 Astral Shards and some other crap. Now, the thing you have to understand is that's a crazy deal. So if you haven't bought a Traveler's Trunk, maybe, you know, you got some DDO points and you're not sure if you want to buy something, I can easily recommend some Traveler's Trunks to all you out there. You have 3 days left to grab your trunks. It's definitely a good idea. So keep that in mind.
6 months to close out 2025.
Is that crazy?
What a year it has been.
Yep.
With Archipelago and the Bazaar coming out, many a co-league has gone by. Thank you for providing us with a great source of entertainment. Much love.
Yo, Fairy, thank you so much for the resub. Appreciate the support. And you know what? I'm happy to be here. And I'm excited to hopefully give you guys some more stuff. As we get close to the end of the year, I will do like a yearly recap and wrap up because I'm going to be streaming after Christmas as well. I'm going to be doing today, tomorrow. I don't think I have time Boxing Day. I might have time Boxing Day, but then the 27th, and ideally the 28th, and then ideally also the 30th. Maybe even New Year's Eve. We'll see. But because I have an event to go to on the evening New Year's Eve. I don't have anything going on during the day. Although, how am I going to get to where New Year's Eve is? Because I'm just thinking about it. Well, that's a later problem for me. I'm going to figure that one out. And a brawler? Ooh, that sounds fun. Yeah, the new Lotra expansion came out. I unfortunately haven't started playing that much yet, just due to a variety of different reasons. So I've had a lot of other things going on. I've been like really working hard on like the job hunt. So because I'm like, I really want to have, I wanted to get a job before the end of the year, and it looks like that's not going to happen. So, that's why I'm like, okay, whatever. We're just gonna start streaming again because for the rest of the year, because I don't think anyone's gonna be answering the phone or calling me back on December 29th. Probably gonna wait till January anyway. What's with the dream title? Christmas and we're all in misery? It's a reference to a movie. Person in YouTube chat. It's a reference to a movie. And also, I'm sick today. So if you are unaware. The movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and it is a movie that I watch every year because it's fun.
Quest completed.
It's a good time.
Happy holiday, Strim.
Happy holiday to you too, Hartman. Thank you so much for the resub. Appreciate the having a fantastic day. Glad to have you here. Yeah, there's a scene in the movie, in where everything is basically going wrong, at which point the main character is just like, no, it's Christmas and we're all in misery. It's great.
Hey Strim, Brian here. Don't you hate when you read readers read not read, so you have to reread readers read not read?
Yep. Yeah, I do hate that. That happens to me all the time. It's a constant problem. Bobby, welcome back to the stream team for 47 months. Appreciate the support. Hope you have a fantastic day. Yep. Now I have a constant problem. How's Wolf Kobold, Rachel Letters? How you guys doing? Hope you're all doing well. As I mentioned,
Quest
it's
completed.
I'm fine. It's a reference to a movie, and I'm feeling sick.
I'm a rogue.
Which is great. I have like a stomach flu, so I've been like vomiting all day, which is awesome.
I'm a rogue.
Love that. Anyways, as I said that, Fairy is a madman and gifted out 100 subs. Bro, I didn't even do anything.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
Okay, first of all, that is an insane gift to the community. Because 100 subs is a gigantic quantity of subs. So first of all, I just want to say that is unbelievable. And thank you very much. Actually insane. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And I don't even know where to start with that. I know you said incoming, and I knew that was going to happen. Not that was going to happen, but I knew something was incoming, but I didn't know what. I know I can't raise my voice to reach the gratitude that I have right here. That is unbelievable and insane.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
I hope you at least save yourself some of your money to buy yourself some Traveler's Terrific Trunks. Because, oh my god. Anyways. Thank you, Perry. Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. Other than I wouldn't vomit again for the rest of the day. And thank you. Well, let me get started. Welcome to the stream team. Dazenguy, Waldemac, Tyler, Conda, Patient, Couch Ranger, Tuckering here, Denver Max, H Pitted. There's so many names. You know, I can just pull this up on the stream. It's just easier that way. Because then I can just have it kind of like, have it kind of go. Takalako, C Makina. You know, this is the best part. And you can see me mispronounce Bronlin or Pig Lord or Bad Mike. Fairy, that's crazy, dude. I can't believe you gifted 100 subs. That's absolutely mind blowing. Thank you. Unbelievable. Pokemon rap the sub names. Yeah, I got to do that. It's a good idea.
Completed.
Welcome to the stream team. Angelicson, Deathy, PC Pro-ish, C Dizzlegow.
Quest
what a name.
completed.
Uther Von Dexen, Scathic. Reminds me of Scath the Vorpal, who shows up lots in the Fae event, if you've been playing it a bunch. Apparently there's some bugs where people have been infinitely spawning, like the Fae baubles, the motes, and then collecting them, so that's been kind of funny. New Fangs, Hibernum, D4 Curse, Vel, 4 numbers, Moses Dota, welcome all of you to the stream team. Again, Fairy, thank you so much for 100 gifted subs. That's a crazy number. That's absolutely insane. I don't understand. I hope I have brought you enough entertainment and I continue to bring you entertainment in the future that matches up to this.
Quest completed.
Jamog's Laws, Demonic Phil, welcome. Cookies Monster, great name. Malrev,
Quest
Tyler G,
completed.
welcome back. Gale Play, One Pocket, Cool. One of my favorite things about this is, so some people don't realize that when somebody gives out subs at random, it just does it to people that have turned on the stream at some point. So like if you've turned on the stream in the past like X amount of time, then it puts you it gives you the ability to like get gifted a sub. And so seeing names that I've seen like
I'm a rogue.
over the past like decade that I've been streaming still showing up in chat is unbelievable.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
So welcome to the stream team, Anarono, Enraged Tech, Artesian, Stormcrow, Naori, MMO, Instinct, Acuity, Bad Ripper, Leo Slink, Swedish Fish. Welcome all of you. Vinbis, who's in the chat right now, welcome.
I shall
I
attend
am
to it in a
correct.
trice.
Dragonite Shadow, Death Evan, McTaggart, Bob. Welcome all of you to the stream team. I'm still going, guys. This is such a huge number. Also, some of you are wondering, why would you read out all the names? I watch Gigantic Mega Streamer, and they just go, yo, thanks for the 100 subs, and then go back to looking at their phone. To me, again, it's just there's such a huge donation, especially on at the end of the year. Give a sub to Druid's Fire, also in the chat. Welcome to stream team Cactus16, Nostalgia Steve. Again, thank you, Nostalgia Steve. Again, thank you so much, Fairy. I really appreciate it. Epic Soul, Delorphin, Brazen Jester, Storyteller, Insipid J, Van Mod, Scarp, Bullywolf, and Desi Gaming. Welcome all of you. Hope you're doing very, very well and enjoy your ad-free viewing of the stream for the next 30 days. Hoggy Crow, Sensitive Sensei, the Golden Supply. I think I missed latency, which is a great way to spell that, which is fantastic. Yeah, exactly. I'm monologuing. I'm reading no chat whatsoever.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
So keep that in mind. Given, Lady Loot, Crazy Trickster, Wild Wild West, Balladard, McMeemster, or McMastered. It's hard to say. Kitty Cat Herd, checking my loots, the Silverback. You can't escape me. I have multiple chat windows. Okay, I'm back here. You should take breaks and come back sounding sickly more often. No, I don't. Dude, I was vomiting all morning. I don't want to deal with this. Ugh. Especially right before Christmas. You know what's the worst part about this? Is I usually like to get out of doing Christmas activities, and I'm probably going to be feeling fine in like a couple days that I can go be social with people and not be contagious anymore.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
Which is the worst part. Why couldn't I be vomiting on Christmas Day? That's actually maybe worse. Honestly, I don't know the answer. Solstice, The Artisan, Moss, 3 numbers, Glassjaws, Theron, Fire Ant, Scary Nubbins, welcome all of you to the stream team, Ast, Trutsum, Automatus, Nubaholic, Cavalia, Dino, 2D, TTV, 0 to Hero, 2, welcome, Best Before Today, I encounter this too often, Tain Chari, Sarah lurks a lot, Mangia Cadavari, is that Eating Corpse? Whiskey Som, Zaref, Lannisters, Regard, P, Brain, Carl, That Tuesday Guy, and I, Dizzy. Fairy, thank you so much for the gifted subs. That is extremely, extremely kind of you, and I'm very, very grateful for the support. But to give you more thumbs up. Hey, no problem, Rachel Letters. I'm also unemployed, so I can't do more. Also, Wolf Kobold, welcome back to the stream team for 15-month resub. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing very, very well. But yeah, 100's crazy. Can't do the rap. Baruch Kazad. I explained that. And also, Nobob, also resub for 100 months. By the way, Nobob, my longest subscriber. 100 months is a really long time. That's like over a year, maybe over 2 years. Dude, thank you so much for the support. I hope you're doing very, very well. I hope you're not sick this holiday, because that is where I'm at. But yeah, he's the first person to hit the triple digits. It's crazy,
I shall
dude.
attend to it in a trice.
It's crazy. 100 months. Yeah, that's like 2 years, 3 years, 6 years. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I know. So as a reminder of all of that, don't forget, if you haven't done it yet, please make sure you buy your Traveler's Terrific Trunks, because they're on sale and this is the best deal you're going to get ever. So make sure you buy this. Okay, please. Thank you. But thank you. Have I tried Remove Disease? I've been working on it. The worst part is that it's Christmas. Yeah. So keep that in mind. Got 10 of the trunks, yeah. I'm probably gonna buy some because you can buy. Wait, can you only? Is max 10? No, it's max 10 per purchase, so I can buy 10 now if I want to. No trunks. No, you got time. You got 3 days. Just earn the DDO points. You got 3 days. You can do it. You can do it. Just log in. Okay, 924 DDO points. It's only like 2 TRs. You can do it. 2 TRs in 3 days. I think it's possible.
I'm a rogue.
So the trunk grants 100 Astral Shards, 5 Slayer Major Slayer boosts, and 5 Sovereign XP pots for 924 points.
Quest completed.
Which all of that total is like 2,400 or 2,500, something like that. So it's just a good deal. Plus, you also get a bunch of garbage, but like
Quest
the main stuff is
completed.
this. I work on diabetes. Yeah, unfortunately. You know, I'm gonna buy like five trunks and then not think about it anymore. Yeah, trying to figure out how you're gonna starve is a good challenge. Anyway, do these stack? Oh, they do stack. Let's look at that. Extra convenient.
Quest
Anyways,
completed.
but yeah. Unfortunately, because due to the fact that I am feeling under the weather, I'm actually unfortunately having a shorter stream today. But I will be I'll be adding more streams throughout the rest of the week. Apologies for not streaming as much in December. I've been like really working, like pounding the pavement, going places, because applying for jobs online just hasn't been working because I'm getting nothing back. So I'm doing a lot of cold calling and then spending my day physically going to different places, like literally doing the like, you know, back in my day I used to just walk into the job site and say, "Give me a job." So I've been doing that as well. And it has been as successful as you think it is. But I've been getting better at talking to people I don't know. Which is also probably one of the reasons why I feel so horrible right now. Because I probably picked up a disease from somebody. R1 in winter loots? The problem with Paladin for R1 winter loots is that you have to be in melee. Although they did buff Vanguard by a lot by making the cooldown of the shield slam 15 seconds, which is really massive. So, if it was gonna pick anything for a Vanguard, I would probably pick a Fighter Vanguard over a Paladin Vanguard, just because Fighter gets a lot more power right away. But they're both good. They're definitely both good. You get the pass life for all the classes? No, it takes whichever one you have the most levels in Vinbis. So whichever one you have the most levels in is the one that you get the pass life for. And if you have two things that are the same, so let's say you have like 10 Warlock, 10 Bard, it goes based on release order. So Bard came out with the launch of the game, whereas Warlock came out in 2015, I believe. So if you have 10 Bard and 10 Warlock, you'll get a Bard pass life. Are there any must-buy Lotro items? Yes. Here's my opinions on must-buy Lotro items. Number one, inventory space. Inventory space is account-wide. So unlike in DDO, where if I buy an extra backpack, it only goes on one character. If I buy an extra bag slot, that's on my whole account.
Quest completed.
So once you unlock all of that, every alt becomes better. The game is just strictly better. So, and which is not clear from the description of the item. So that's a number one must buy for sure as a Lotro item. Another thing that I will say is not a must buy, but if you have monies, there's something you can get called Journeyman Riding. And basically what Journeyman Riding does is it sets every mount that you own to 78% movement speed, which isn't terribly necessary because once you get a mount somewhere, there's lots of 78% movement speed mounts in the game. You can just get them and do whatever. The reason why I like to have it is because one, it means that you basically get that on every character. Like if you make a new character, you don't have to worry about getting a faster mount. You just have the fastest mount automatically. And two, it also updates
completed.
All of your mounts, which means if you're like me and you get the festival mounts, like the hobby horse, and the hobby horse is really like a stick, like one of those children's toys. It's like a stick with like a horse head on it, and then your character just like jostles around. That's not supposed to give you movement speed, but if you have Journeyman Riding, it counts as a real mount, which is stupid and really fun. I'm debating that PDK Paladin and Blightcaster use Autosbox on. The thing is, I mean, I wouldn't use an Autosbox on a Blightcaster because Blightcaster is too easy to level. It's hard to say. Someone's child gave you the list through them. Yeah, children are a menace. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's like an essential must buy, but the problem is Lotro has made so much stuff free that you don't have to pay for anything until you get to Gondor. So like outside of that, I would say don't spend any money until you get to Gondor because you don't have to. And then you can decide at that point. But the bag space, essential. Please help. I need a build guide for 18 Wizard, 2 Rogue, or Arcane Trickster. I have one. Give me a sec. I'm gonna go find it. But I definitely have one. Oh, yeah, the expanded wallet's also good too. Yeah, true. Was it Hardcore 7? Might have been Hardcore 7. I played this like semi recently, so that's why I'm like trying to find it. Give me a minute. I'm looking for the build. Shitterkai, Eldritch Knight, new build repository. I'll find it. Solo guided caster Dark Hunter. That was stupid of me. Going through my old builds is hilarious, because I realize how dumb some of the things I do are. Rogue Wizard, EK Trapper. There we go. Okay, so if you want one in this list here, under premium builds is a Shadowkai Wizard Rogue. It's like a melee that's like a Wizard Rogue. So it's like the 18, I think it's 18-2 or 18-1. Yeah, it's 18 Wizard 2 Rogue. It's super, super good. Really strong for leveling, really strong for endgame. Kind of does everything you want. So that's what I recommend there. Yeah. Oh yes. Also, if you're watching the stream right now and you don't play a lot of DDO, there's a coupon code Gather Your Party 2025. Gather Your Party 2025. Okay, is available right now, and it's going till the end of the year, and it gives you all of the quest packs in DDO. If you haven't used it yet, please use it. Alchemist Barbarian build is I would get Past Life for Barbarian if I did 10-10. Yes, exactly. That's right, Vidbis. Oh, premium while it's free? Oh, shit. Who bet you couldn't do it? No, I just did it out of a deep quantity of self-hatred. Did I already do the winter event? So I do have a slight update on news, which is that I have been working on a video in the background, because I just something that's been like kind of on my mind. And the video is going to be coming out because it's just something that I've personally been thinking about. And it's not a bad video, but it is going to be a critical video. And it's been taking up a lot of my time because I've been like, I don't know, I've had to make a lot of comparisons and get footage for a few of the things. But the video I'm putting out is basically going to be about fun in Dungeons and Dragons Online, and basically the analyzing what is and isn't fun about the game and what can be adjusted to make the things that aren't fun more fun. Because right now, I think that I have this weird problem personally where Dungeons and Dragons Online is in my opinion, the best place the game has ever been, where like there's so many cool things you can do all the time. Classes, adjustment, like between the universal trees, the classes, the archetypes, the races, all the cool stuff that they've added to the game that are so amazing and so cool. And this game has felt so fun, but also not fun based on other types of decisions and surrounding decisions that start to compound. And I don't think it's too late to course correct any of these fun things. So I think that's I wanted to be able to give my honest feedback in a video format so that other people can see it. So I just want to be able to like kind of put that out there. So that's something I've been working on, and it's been hard to like, it's been difficult to articulate, but I'm working on it over time. That is something I'm going to be putting out as well. Which relates to, did I do the winter event? No. The reason why I haven't is because I think that the Fae event isn't fun, which is a bit of a problem because it's an event. Also, Kois, welcome back to the stream team. Preachers, we're doing a fantastic day. Glad to be here. 31 months is a long time to resubscribe, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. Thank you. And as I said, this is not meant to be like, I think that, you know,
Quest
things bad
completed.
or game bad or anything like that, but it's just mostly the issues that I've run into is stuff like the video game as a whole is fun, but I think that the Fae event isn't. But it's not fun in like in a complicated way. It's not a simple thing as to why it isn't fun. And I think that is endemic to other problems that exist in the game that kind of compound on it. So you kind of have like layers of friction that don't really lead to anything. Like a layer of friction that then leads to some type of payoff when you understand how to get past the friction and move work around the friction makes sense. but I feel like there's a lot of friction right now, and it's something I want to talk about. Also, Gleeser, welcome back to the stream team. Appreciate the support. Have a fantastic day. 25 months is a very long time to be subscribed to somebody. So I hope you're doing very, very, very well. What class build? We're doing Warlock, and I'm still farming. This is going in the video, by the way. I'm still farming items out of Chilla Ravenloft. Dido needs more lube. I didn't say that. Don't you own every item by now? So, if you haven't played the new expansion, the Chill of Ravenloft, one of the issues is that they're all craftable items. So, again, this kind of bleeds into the part of why I think that there are issues where things aren't fun. The issue is not that getting cool items or like maxing out your character isn't fun, or getting these like pieces to work isn't fun. Having customizability is good, right? As somebody who plays a lot of video games, being able to customize my items, customizing my builds or whatever it is, can be a lot of fun. Get everything set up the way I want it to be set up, again, can be a lot of fun. There's a lot of good stuff there, but then you run into the downside where oh, also these guys hit really hard. That's not part of the fun. Because you can customize everything, and because there's all these crafting slots, it means that finding any... Oh, God, somebody wants to join. Any person who, like, if you're playing the game, anytime you find an item, you're not finding something that you can use. So, right away, we now have a problem where you have the contrast. It is cool that you can get cool items that are useful for your character at any given moment, but the downside of having items that you can use when you craft them to make them exactly the way that you want is that when you get them, you're not excited because the item is not immediately useful. You can't equip something. And that's a bit of a problem. Now, it's not wholly a problem. One of the reasons why I think that it's a nuanced topic when it comes to fun is I actually think that there's something that was added to the game that is loot related that is actually very fun. So yeah, it's I think that the way that the sun and moon augments have been implemented is actually surprisingly fun in contrast to the item acquisition process. So I think that there's some interesting things to talk about in terms of some of these things. But yeah, well, I'll talk more about it in my actual longer video. But yeah, it's a bit of an issue. So yeah, so it's not like I am I need specific items from welcome. It's not like I need specific items from these dungeons or anything like that. It's that I need crafting materials. I just don't have all of them.
I haven't seen you before. You must be the intruder.
But yeah, so like I said, I actually don't mind the fact that there's craftables, but it's something like the amount of crafting that we needed to do in Chilla Ravenloft was double that of Isle of Dread, and was also added for heroics, where there was no crafting in heroic Isle of Dread, but there was no consideration to the actual crafting time that was added for either of these systems. So instead, you just end up with this problem of I have to craft literally 100% more things, which means it's going to take 100% more time, which again has the upside of like, well, you just said you get more things, right? So obviously it's going to be better because you can get more things. But again, we have the immediate downside of 100% more time to get the same thing that you had before.
You run through the gap left
Yeah.
by the broken wall.
So, but again, that's like one piece of the puzzle. Anyway, I don't think all of these problems are impossible to solve. In fact, I think actually there are good solutions as like starters, and I think that the people that work at SSG are smart enough to solve some of these problems. Yeah, the reason why I come at it from the description of like fun is because there's just some stuff that I think isn't very fun that could be. No, it requires slightly fewer materials. However, even though it requires fewer materials, it's not zero. It's still quite a lot of materials to be able to craft everything. Prep the house tomorrow for festivities? Yeah. Yeah, same here. So So yeah, again, this is not meant to be like Strimtom complaining that game bad. No, 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 no. I'm very explicitly saying that DDO is like in one of the best places it's ever been, but there is like a fundamental disconnect on what makes, I think, certain things fun, and how these things could be adjusted into the future. Again, it's like the short example is stuff like the I died in this room last time, so pay attention to Strimtom. A short example would be like what? Oh, wrong button. A mote of music is near. Oh, there's a mote of music. The fact that the motes don't really add anything to gameplay, and you also don't get anything from the motes, and they make it slower, and there's a lot of like mote related friction, which is kind of like the issue. So what I mean by that is like when I say like, oh, it doesn't really add anything to the gameplay, whenever you find a mote in a quest, you don't get a direct reward. There's no loot, there's no special like items that you get from it. Instead, it's the thing you have to slow down and you have to kill, and you have to do it to fill up this loot thing. Now there is a cosmetic at the end, which is very cool, but basically outside of the process of the cosmetic, like you get the cosmetic and now you can use it on your character, everything else that's a part of that is not fun. Killing the motes, fighting the monsters isn't fun. You know, beating the quest, or like you know, just having to stop and play the music isn't very fun. The fact that you only get like 5 to 10 progress like per thing isn't fun. So it kind of runs into this issue of there is a reward and you want to work for it, but it becomes like work instead. Yeah, the songs being bound to account is something that could just get fixed in a patch. So if the event came with something else, like, you know, Fey items, like imagine if in a quest, after you did the loot, it spawned like a mote cache, and the mote cache, you know, had a chance, or like either had a chance or was guaranteed to drop a named item from the quest. And now you're like, oh, so now not only do I want to do the motes because I can get the cosmetics, I can also get items that I want that's relevant for my character. What if the motes, instead of, okay, well maybe they can't program it to make it so that each one drops because it named items from that individual quest, because it wouldn't have a way to pull that, because that's probably not how it's programmed behind the scenes. Well, what if again, when you finished a mote, there was like a special Fey upgrade or whatever for them, and it made it so that you know, you could pull an item and the randomly generated gear would have special stats on them. So like, you know, what if you could get at something that was Fey twisted and it would be kind of interesting? It's like, oh shoot, I got is this, I was gonna, I don't have any things. Oh, hold on, I got you. Get him. Oh hell yeah, let's do it. Festive augments could be interesting. Again, there could be a whole bunch of stuff, event specific augments, but basically we can all come up with like 50 things as to things that would be even mildly rewarding from the event, but you play a lot and you don't get a single item that you can use for your character, and it takes a long time to farm out the loots. Again, not saying that it's entirely bad, but like it takes a really long time. And I'm not even talking about like the different types of cosmetics that you can get available. The cloak obviously looks amazing. The different color wings look fantastic. So there's some good stuff there. I do think that the unicorns, kind of just being unicorns with some saddles on them, is kind of underwhelming as a reward. That's why I'm not going to be earning either of the mounts, because I don't personally really care for them. Mostly because if you bought the special Feywild expansion, you already have those unicorns. And if you did the raid, you also have those unicorns. So there's like really no reason for you to want to get another copy of the same unicorn again. So, as I said, it's a bit of a weird problem. It's a mixed bag, is what I would say.
Oh, I'm a rogue.
But again, this is not me saying that the event is pointless, or that the cosmetics are bad, or that events are bad. So yeah, also Tiger Core, welcome back to the stream team. Appreciate supporting you. Fantastic day. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing very, very, very well. Thank you so much for the 2 years of sub. They could patch the Fey border on gears so they match the regular borders. You can tell a looted item without squinting at it. Yeah, that'd be good. Oh, we already got it.
Now that the drain has been cleared, you use the fishing rod to latch onto whatever is inside.
Yep.
Your effort rewards you with a silver.
They're just missing them having the bug out that shouldn't playing at the moment. Yep. And that's kind of what happened to me as well. Lunar Gem of Tumble and Balance. And a Wild Hunter rare. Ooh.
You use the silver key to unlock the door.
So yeah,
leading
anyways,
to the
like I said, this is not meant to be a scathing retort of like, oh, game bad, thing bad. It's more of a contrast of, I personally think that there's no better time to play Dungeons & Dragons Online than right now, because the game itself has so many cool options and cool tools. And also, I'm going to be honest, I didn't have fixing almost all of the lag on my 2025 bingo card. Like that's just like a crazy turn of events. Like that, I just really was not expecting it. But for me, even though game good and very fun, I've had difficulty personally finding ways to continue to invest time in DDO recently, and part of that is because of the aforementioned things that I just talked about, where there are some elements of some things that are not as fun and could be made more fun.
Encounter the head orderly's special power, the blessing of the full moon.
Another example is like the rare items, right? I think it can be pretty universally understood that rare items are not fun. But doesn't that sound silly? Like rare items aren't fun? Like you get a rare item and you're not really excited about it because like there's just too much baggage, and what if you don't even care about the item? Like the number of times I was farming on this character for gear and I got the rare, which objectively should be good because I'm getting a rare item, but I just don't care. And I'm frustrated. Or do you have the opposite where you want the heart shard and it has like a 1% chance? I actually still don't think so. I think that rare items have been done improperly in the game. And what I mean by that is that instead of the rare items being like unique items, I think that the rare items should just be upgraded versions of the original loot. So what I mean by that is, imagine if instead of the rare loot table being a unique item like the heart shard, easily one of the best items you can get in the game, but it is a 1% drop chance from one of the longest quests in the expansion, which is not something everybody loves. What if instead the rare item pool had one of each of all of the regular named items that were like 2 item levels higher? So if you know, let's say I'm going to use an example like the Hallowed Castigators. If I got a rare Hallowed Castigators, it would have like a couple more stats on each of them. It would be like, oh shit, I got the item that I wanted. Oh god, I gotta get out of here. The thing is killing me, and I'm afraid. Yeah, like the way the mythic items are done. And so something like that might actually be a solution to that problem. Yeah, just a mild stat bump over what you were getting before. You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden, pulling the rare is never a bad thing, because it's already a better version of an item you could possibly already want. And if you get the regular version, for almost every single player, the regular non-rare version is perfectly fine because you don't need the stats for the better version. But instead, if you're somebody who wants to farm for this thing, you can. But yes, this also does bleed into, unfortunately, ransack mechanics. I don't have the ability to fix this. I can't open the lock. All right. And I think no one is in disagreement that ransack mechanics are unfun, which is another problem. Anyway, my video is a lot more has a lot more detail and goes into a lot of specifics. But yeah, overall, I would say that again, the game is really fun, but there are specific elements that I don't think need a lot of fixing, to change for the better to make the game a lot more fun in a short duration. That's kind of how I think about it. Oh, did we not find the iron key? Oh, we just found the door. We didn't open up the thing. Oh, whoops. 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 I didn't do the quest. I forgot to do the quest. I'm so sorry.
You find an incomplete
Yep.
passcode inside
Yeah, there's a lot of really easy wins inside of DDO. Right now, anyway. But as I said, this is not me to say that the game is bad by any stretch of the imagination. I think game good. Game very good. Okay. Do I not have this? Oh, scrap of paper. There it is. And click on both of them.
You enter the correct
Okay, we have the key now.
The safe springs open, revealing an iron
Yeah,
key.
well, it's mostly like if you are just doing exclusively leveling,
Unlock the door to the basement.
then DDO is definitely fun. But like if you're doing TRs and stuff, DDO is a lot of fun. I think that like the replayability of the game is really fun. So like I said, there's a lot of like there's a lot of good things that are going on in DDO. I think it's also just the fact that like I don't know, man. I think the Fae event, in my personal opinion, could be significantly better than it is. And partially, you know, it's because I've done events for like other video games. I've played a lot of other video games for like short-term events, things like that. And I would love to see DDO take some inspiration from some of the things that other games are doing for short-term events. But yeah. Again, I think the most damning thing about it is it doesn't really super change up the gameplay loop in a meaningful way. It changes up in the gameplay loop in like a, you have to stop every once in a while to click a thing, as opposed to making it feel like an entirely different game. So a good comparison is in the video game Path of Exile, one of the content creators, Zizarin, runs his Gauntlet, and the Gauntlet is basically, you have to play the regular game, but it's on hardcore, but all of the boss fights are different now throughout the whole game, so they'll have like extra mechanics and extra abilities, and there's mods that make the game borderline impossible as you play through. And I mean borderline impossible, I mean like you're always taking like triple damage and everything's faster and a whole bunch of like stupid bullcrap mods. But it's enough to make the game feel pretty different. And in exchange, you get, if you get beat challenges, you earn like cosmetics and stuff, which is cool. Earning cosmetics is awesome. So people love doing that. But you might say, okay, but Streamtom, isn't that functionally the same as what we're just talking about here? I'm playing DDO. There's a Fae thing that shows up, and I earn cosmetics. Isn't the same? And the big difference is that the game being borderline impossible makes the whole game feel different. Because now all of a sudden, I'm not playing the regular Path of Exile. If I'm doing the Special Gauntlet League, I have this like extra thing looming over my head, which not everybody's going to enjoy. But if you do go into it, you know you're getting a different game experience. Dungeons & Dragons Online had something similar, which is the hardcore. The hardcore servers would have a special set of rules, and that set of rules actually made the game feel noticeably different for the short time that they were actually active. I guess I can intimidate this guy and hold him. So for example, if you were to play on one of the hardcore seasons that allowed you to use, or like that had different champions, because you're actually dealing with different champions, the rules are in fact different. The monsters you encounter are different, the things you have to deal with are different, and it means that because your game average experience is going to be different when you play, that can, or it has a chance to give you more fun in the sense of it's something that's more new. I think of fun in terms of recapturing that first time experience, which is why one of the reasons it's very difficult to have like player retention over a long period of time, because if people are playing a game for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, we're coming on 20 here right now for Dungeons & Dragons Online, how do you keep the game fun? Well, you got to reignite that passion of like, oh my god, you guys, you have to intimidate this guy and pull him back. Come on. No, stop intimidating him. Come on, dude. What the Bring to Bomba. Come to Bomba. Oh, my lord.
on the bomb you left on the floor. He howls as his figure gives
They're not doing those anymore. So the Fae event that's going on right now is meant to be like a replacement for the hardcore seasons that they've done in the past. However, the Fae event does have a hardcore variant, but it is simply playing the regular game, with the only exception of you can have these little moats spawning. And the moats are not a good substitute for like a whole event. So you have the same challenge of like complete X things on X difficulties or, you know, in X amount of time, but it's functionally the same game, so it's just tacking on a rules list. Yeah, exactly. That's why I want to put, like, I'm rambling right now because I've been throwing up all day, so like my mind's a little scattered. But that's one of the reasons why I'm going to be putting it into like a specific. I'm going to put a video out that'll be more detailed. Yeah, and it makes true. Also, mixed party. The number of times where I've been playing and I'm like, hey, like there's a moat spawning, and like half the party isn't doing the event, so they just like walk away, which is fine. Not everybody needs to do it together, but it does kind of take something away from your event when I know obviously people zerg in DDO and people aren't always working together in DDO, but it's just like the next plague is starting. No, it's called being within arm's reach of children for the first time in like a decade. Body snatchers next. Video or how I lost and learned to love the game. I wouldn't quite say that. I think it's a little bit more dramatic. I still don't know the exact right title. The other important thing too is the goal of the video, and this is something I'm trying to be like very careful of, is I don't want the video to be like exclusively negative or to allow the haters to jump in and be like, yeah man, that's why I haven't played DDO since 2011 because this game sucks. Because contrary to the parts that I'm saying aren't fun, specifically the events and some elements of a few other places that I think are missteps, I think that everything that's been added to the game, especially recently, has been very fun and a huge win for the average player. If you're a new player right now, honestly, DDO is like a magical wonderland. Okay? If you're new, you have that new player experience of like, if you get past the hurdle of you have to learn everything, which is a bit of a difficult thing, but like, if you have like, you haven't played every single class yet, you haven't ran all the expansions yet, you haven't done all the raids yet, you haven't tried the multi-classing, or you haven't tried this build or this combat style or this whatever. There's so many fun toys you can have access to all the time, and that's really, really cool. And that's something that, you know, is gonna, if somebody is brand new to the game, they get to go and like try again and again and again and again and learn about another thing and another thing, and they keep finding more stuff. But for like the really long-term players, the more franchise players, the stuff that gets added over time, over the past few years, has had some hits and misses, and that's what I want to be able to identify. I want to be able to identify the hits and misses, because I was actually thinking about this because I've been playing some Archipelago. Archipelago is basically a way to it's a platform for randomizing video games. So you can take a game you've played before, like a Zelda game, and then randomize all the items so they come in different places. So maybe now you have to do a dungeon out of order, or you have to kill a boss out of order, or you have to do something like that. But the cool thing about the Archipelago, because it's the platform, any games on the Archipelago can be connected. So I could have, in a simple example, I could have one of my Metroid games and my Zelda games connected, so if I open a chest in a Zelda game, it gives an item to my Metroid game, and if I find an item in my Metroid game, it gives an item to the Zelda game. And you can play with your friends that way, and that's really cool. The thing is, especially when playing games you've already played before, if you've already played a game before, also Tag, welcome back to the stream team for 72 months. It's a really, really long time. Appreciate support. It's been a fantastic day. My God. If you've already played a game before, if I played Zelda 1, going back to replay it is going to lose value over time, because you can't, the first time you have that experience, you can't capture it. You can't recapture that. People always talk about like, man, I wish I could experience something like for the first time again. And that's true. You probably do wish you could do that, but you can't. You can't experience something for the first time again. I can't go back to me being like 13, pulling my first all-nighter, playing the DDO beta. I can't get that experience back. You know what I mean? But the closest thing I can get to that is something like if I, first time playing a Zelda game, by randomizing it, well, this randomized experience is new. I haven't had this randomized experience. So that kind of gives you a little bit of that feeling. Again, eventually that one will like wear down, but that's kind of like the start, if that makes sense.
Seems I was right.
Light in the attic. And so DDO, because it's an MMORPG, kind of has this continuous problem of like, I can never have the magic captured for me without some type of new system that gets you excited about it. Which is one of the reasons why MMORPGs have a lot of new and disposable systems, where they have an expansion come out, and then in that expansion you get a power or an equipment slot or a thing that is not used in the next expansion, because they have to give you something new that makes the game feel new again, but also can't be there forever, because if it's there forever, well, now you have to deal with like compounding things and also adding another new thing on top of that, and then another new thing on top of that, and it ends up being like too much. And we have a problem of not getting a lot of new, like the most recent new system, I think was a huge, in my personal opinion, the Sun and Moon thing. It completely flips the whole game on its head. I think it's a genius idea. I actually think it's just something that should probably end up staying like forever. And if they went back in time and reworked a bunch of things to be more Sun and Moon oriented, I think that'd be really, really good for the game. But, again, my personal opinion is that, the reason why the events need to be fun for the existing and the long-term player base is because, it's a good way to re-experience the game again. One of the reasons why hardcore was fun for a lot of people was you got to like make a new character and you don't have anything, which you never had a reason to do. But now you have a reason to like make a new guy and like get started. And you're like, okay, it's like I'm playing DDO for the first time, but now there's a new set of rules. It actually feels genuinely different, like something else is going on. Sure. Now that Blightcaster exists, you can just run Blightcaster for every hardcore league. But it's like, it feels like it's a new thing. It feels like something is happening. It's kind of tugging on those heartstrings. It's like got a little bit of nostalgia because you know what's going on. But you've also got the excitement of everybody around you all trying to log in and do the same thing. Does anyone have a search? That's the wrong button. I don't have a search. Rip. When was the last time you looked at Randogen loot? Never. Never again. I haven't looked at a piece of randomly generated loot in such a long time. Hardcore is usually the only time I look at randomly generated loot. Yep. But yeah. Any people stream that sort of cross-game thing with Metroid and Zelda? Yeah. Like, I'm currently playing an Archipelago with some friends. And we have 7 people playing together. Do I have the link here? Hold on, let me see if I can get the link. Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna work. Yeah, it does work. Yeah, so this is the Archipelago link for the room. And so if I go to the tracker, we have like all the games. So we got Legend of Zelda, Path of Exile, I'm playing Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Battle Network, Majora's Mask, Pokemon, Black and White and Crystal, and all the items are connected together. So everyone's items are in everybody else's games. And it's been a fun thing to like play over the holidays. Oh, it's Scath the Vorpal. Shit. We got Pony. Big Pony. So yeah. Anyway, as I said, it's just like one of those things that's kind of confusing. DDO, very good game. Can recommend to literally everybody. I think it's an unbelievable experience. And if you're getting started, there's so much to discover and to explore and to go, oh, and this, oh, and this, oh, and this, oh, and this. And you get to learn more and more and more and keep picking up things and it just keeps going and compounding, which sometimes is the frustrating element of like, oh, that's how it works. But on the other times, there's just so many things to get further into and to keep finding and discovering. I haven't felt like playing most days. What to do? Do what I'm doing, which is skip the event for the most part.
drops even further as you step out onto the roof. You suddenly realize it's making things
The only hardcore reward that I want personally is the cloak for Reaper mode, so I'm currently doing that. But about that, other than that, I don't really care that much.
peace to the neighborhood. Now to report your findings to the police.
I learned the quest names. I got Wolf. Coming to play? Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to get the friends to come and play. It's also difficult when there's like so many games that are out right now that are a lot of fun. So like for me personally, I've been playing a bunch of Destiny because the new expansion came out, then Star Wars themed and it's pretty fun. I've been playing Path of Exile 2. I've been doing the Archipelago. I've been playing some games with my girlfriend. We've been doing some stuff together. I've been doing I've actually been playing Diablo 2 because Diablo 2 is really fun. It was funny. I was actually thinking about this the other day. I think, and this is going to be maybe counterintuitive to some of you, or some of you might not think that this is the case. I think that Diablo 2, current Diablo 2, has probably one of the most satisfying and addictive endgames of any game I've ever played. And there's actually a good reason for it. It does something that a lot of games don't do well, but it capitalizes on something, and I don't think they were trying that hard. Which is that they use FOMO in a good way. So what I mean by that is in regular Diablo 2, you don't have this. But if you haven't played Diablo 2 Resurrected, which is the like version of Diablo 2 that's like the remaster, they added a system called terror zones. And a terror zone is once you've beaten the game, so once you beat the final boss, there are harder final bosses, but once you beat the campaign, now one area of the world is terrorized. Diablo 2 is not a giant game. It's not like Path of Exile or Last Epoch or whatever, or Diablo, the more modern Diablo with like maps and rifts and all this other stuff. Instead, it's just go back and play through the game. So the way that Diablo 2 made the game have more things to go and do is they made it so that the side areas on the highest difficulty were higher level. So if I played through the first part of the game on the highest difficulty, it's level 70, the side areas will be like level 85 and have crazy high level monsters in them. Why? Because that was their only way to add like high level, high difficulty areas. We're making them optional in the hardest difficulty because they didn't have the tech to have infinitely scaling dungeons and stuff. Well, with modern game, now, once you finish, one area is terrorized. The terrorized area is set to your level. So what that means is if you are playing Diablo 2 Resurrected and then you finish the campaign, the game goes, okay, the Far Oasis is terrorized. So when you go to the Far Oasis, the monsters are higher level and they drop better gear. But the way that Diablo 2 works is monsters have different resistances and immunities, and also different monster types drop more or less items. So as an example, a bug, like when there's like some flying bugs, they don't really drop a whole lot because they're small. They don't have a lot of gear. They're really easy to kill. They have low health. But some areas, like with the end game with the big demons, they drop more things because they're inherently harder. So if you're playing and then all of a sudden, ooh, the Chaos Sanctuary, one of the highest level endgame areas in the game, is now terrorized, you go, oh, I should probably play some Chaos Sanctuary. That's a good idea. It's terrorized, lots of good gear. I mean, I know maybe I wanted to play another video game, or I was only going to play for a bit, but you know what? Yeah, I'll go play the Chaos Sanctuary. That sounds good. And then Chaos Sanctuary at the end of the hour, the next zone gets terrorized. Ooh, and it moved to the cow level. Man, I was gonna stop and play another game, but the cow level is a really good farming zone, and it's terrorized now. You know what? Okay, I'll spend another hour. I'll farm out the cow level, and then I'm gonna go do something else. Okay. What's terrorized? Travancore? Oh man. Okay. Look, I know I should go to bed. It's 2 a.m. But Travancore is. I could do Travancore for another hour. Okay. I'm gonna do this. And as a result of having a rotating area that is basically the farming zone, it means number one, you're never doing the same thing for too long, and number two, there's also a natural jump off point. Maybe it hits the sewers and you're like, I don't want to do that. Or maybe it hits an area like the pit where everything is immune to lightning and you're like, I'm a lightning guy, I don't want to do this. And so I think that's a system like that that encourages you to change your behavior, but also gives you reasons to want or not want to do something. To me, I think that's really cool. And it's just not something that you see in a lot of games very often, where oftentimes games will rotate you on a daily basis or a weekly basis. I'm sure you've all played your MMORPGs with your dailies and your weeklies and your login bonuses and your what have you. But having something that rotates every hour, so you might log in and then go, oh, this is here, I want to play. Or maybe you log in and you check something else and you go, oh, I don't want to play. I don't want to do this. Again.
57 months.
Hey, what's up, Ducat? Welcome back to the stream team. Hope you're doing well. Glad to have you here. I hope you are good. Anyway, for me, I've been enjoying this a lot. But it's a little bit more to it than that. It's a little more complicated. Again, I have a more concrete thoughts in the video that will be coming up with regards to fun in DDO.
You have recovered a sample of Elysium.
So we'll talk about that more when we actually get into the video.
Overseer needs.
Oh, it gave you the recap. Which recap? Hell yeah. Dune? Hell yeah. Did anybody play Dune? I only know Ipsum played Dune, and he said it was pretty fun, and him and his friends did everything in Dune, and they stopped playing Dune.
The overseer steps forward.
Did you guys play a lot of Dune?
To give him the minerals so he can activate his device.
Oh yeah, it's not going to be a negative video. It's going to be a critical video. I think those things are different. Pretty much Dune. With Diablo 4. And that's fair. Again, I do get that. That's the reason why, for me, referencing Diablo 2 is like, you know, that's Blizzard North team, which was a different studio nearly a decade ago. The Wish checking giant on the way. It's okay. They're not updating D2R anyway. Oh, hey, it's the Lost. Oh yeah, also the fact that I will say this is another thing that the chests out here not dropping generic materials as well, so there's less materials in this expansion. I think Chilla Ravenloft has a lot of really good things going for it, but the loot has some bad things going for it. I don't know, it's complicated. Yeah. But yeah, so the video I'm going to be putting out, which for those of you who are just tuning in, when I talk about the video I'm going to be putting out,
concrete thoughts needing 24 hours
is
to cure reason the video is coming out later and not now.
Yeah, giant up. Yeah, it's because my thoughts need time to cure. Yeah, horse. Because it's important to make sure that if you are working with any type of concrete, you have to give it time to cure, or else it's not going to get the strength and stability you're expecting out of it. Yes. So I'm very happy you were able to pick that up. You're an astute fellow there, horse. Yep. I do know floorings. I'm pretty familiar with. Yeah. Blue Light Collective Sight. What do you think? Well, again, the contrast is that Collective Sight gives you the ability to customize an element of it, and even Sharn gives you the ability to customize a lot of it. But what a lot of people don't understand about the Sharn loot is that, for the most part, a Sharn item is completed in like one saga, because you do one saga, and you pick up a catalyst from the end. And then bada bing, bada boom, you're all set. I guess we just go here. What is this buff? Here's some thanks. Oh shit, we did it? We helped Tearsome? What did we do? Offering a protection against sonic damage? It's like 20% sonic absorption? I'm gonna need a drink for that one. Holy. I thought there would be like a loot boost or something. It could be worse. Could it? Ooh, that one's kind of bad. Again, I am not trying to be negative Nancy here. Man. It could be raining. True. Yeah, it's like super snowing outside. Wow. Sonic resistance is the only potion I don't buy. Yo, Pateri, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Happy holidays to you and your family. Hope everything is good. Okay, here's how I would make this buff better. Now, here's some buff. Instead of it making it so that the you get a 20% buff, the buff makes it so that any items that are found with the Winter Court buff on them, the Winter Court buff also is 20% festival Sonic absorption. So instead of it giving it to you as a blanket thing, now it would apply to all of the items. So if I find an item, like say I find this buff now says Into the Fae, now says also 20% Sonic absorption. So it lasts beyond the event. That still sucks, but it's like slightly better because it means if you do a raid and you get a raid item, now it's got like, oh, it gives me an extra 20% Sonic absorb. Cool. Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy. In a Sonic blanket, yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah. Man, I don't know how to feel about that. I kind of wish I didn't see that. Well, that's going in the video. Damn it, I have to actually do research about DDO.
The snow swirls as another
That's actually kind of shocking to me. That's wild. Is he fully healed? Does anyone know if he's fully healed now?
If the legend is true, let's say it is. The secrets of life and death. The secrets of
I'm asking specifically because, like, maybe there's another tier of the buff, you know? Maybe it keeps going and it gets better and we just haven't seen it yet. What if that's the case, you know?
A lifetime supply of mince pies.
You need Sonic Absorb? Well, you know, the Harpies kill you with physical damage, but in theory, you know, Famine Reapers cast Greater Shout?
You could wake up one day and all those comforts you're used to could be gone. You'll still be here, at least. The thing crashes to the ground.
Vaughn 3 can kill you with Sonic potentially. Or you die to Sonic damage in Vaughn 3. No, there's no Sonic damage in Vaughn 3. It's all Force. There's a Sonic trap in Foundation of Discord where Sonic is one part of the damage type. So I guess you could take 20%. Oh, moat. So I guess you could take 20% less damage from that portion of the Sonic trap during the event. Or the trap, because it does a Sonic hit, a fire hit, and it's basically a Hellball trap. So true, when all the enemies are casting Hellball at you, it's good against Hellball. So that's good, I guess. But other than that, yeah, I have no idea. Bard be barding, not really. Good. Gold damage. I hope I finish this someday. You old Sonic Screwdriver. I never watched Doctor Who. I just kind of missed it entirely. Recovering the Lost Tome. I mean, I guess, but you have to really try to hit those traps. Like, you gotta find those traps. You know what I mean? I guess if you like late join
The final skeleton
and you
falls,
don't tumble,
and the
you could take some
walls
damage.
explode. A vision of the past emerges
But again,
from
this is like the
legend.
reaching, you know what I mean? And imagine if it was like just 20% elemental absorption. Even then, it would still be kind of underwhelming, but at least it would be better.
I will make a way.
For season soonish, I miss the game but love playing the hardcore server. I don't think that at any point in the future we will ever get a hardcore server ever again. But maybe, or at least that's what I thought.
Only I had the right
But I really don't think that this event is very good. And this is meant to be the substitute for hardcore. So I can imagine that maybe after this event, they decide to go back to doing hardcore in the future.
when we come back.
Especially given that after condensing the servers, it's now going to be less impactful in terms of the total player base to have a hardcore server coming out. Because that was one of the problems with hardcore initially, is that hardcore makes it so that some percentage of the population moves to the hardcore server, which makes the other servers feel less populated, and it's not as fun for the people that are still on those servers.
Filled with a grim determination.
Well, he says maybe because they don't want to say no to the possibility, right? The company doesn't want to officially say no, because if they say no, a bunch of people will be disappointed. If they say maybe, the door is always open.
Pondering what Dr. Mordenheim may have found fills you with foreboding. Wait for me, my love. I will bring you back to life. The vision ends with Dr. Mordenheim triggering a switch in the wall, causing the concealed door to snap.
Plus, also, I don't think it's entirely off the table that they could ever give us, like, another hardcore style event. I just think that, like, the Lantern event was a slightly higher success than the Loot event. And the main reason about the Lantern event being more successful is because you had to interact with it. Like, that's just what happened. There were monsters that would just start spawning, and they would interact with your character. Whereas the Loot is more cumbersome and also doesn't innovate on the Lantern event, and that's kind of the bigger problem. Like, if you're playing the Loot event, if you play the Lantern event, you play the Loot event, but it's slower. And that's not the feedback I thought people would give. Wanting it returned? Oh, yeah. But again, that's just because the current event, the Loot event, is like a poor substitute. Good luck, patient. I know you can get those gloves. I believe in you. I know you will get the gloves.
You hear stone sliding in stone.
Yeah, No Man's Sky is another example of a game where, like, they, you know, there was definitely some major turbulence with No Man's Sky many years ago. But talking to people that are still concurrently playing No Man's Sky, I know many people that like love the crap out of that game because it just kept ballooning beyond whatever they initially promised. Kind of same old. Just make a good game, and nobody really cares. Just make the game good. Were Loot, I'd be all over it. Yeah. So yeah, anyways, as I said, I am I'm gonna be putting out a more critical video. And again, the goal is not to be negative, the goal is to be critical, which I think is a different thing. Negative means that I'm basically just talking down and saying this thing bad, and it's bad, and everybody should feel bad. Critical is more of like, how did we get to this place? What kind of feelings do these things evoke, and how does it come from? And what are some possible paths out or ways to mitigate these sorts of feelings?
As you approach,
That's currently my my approach to it. Again, I'm not a big fan of the wholly negative content. Some people might take the video as negative, but not for me. I'm also not really going to tolerate any like people that haven't played the game in a decade coming in and being like, well, actually, it's like this, and that's why I quit in 1997. It's like, that shit's annoying.
Some kind of unseen entity. She seems quite upset.
It's the same problem as like as people coming up and being like, dude, how can you play this game? It's so laggy. And I'm like, what do you mean how can I play this game? It's so laggy? What do you mean how, like, I don't know, plug in your internet? Like, the game is really smooth. Now, granted, there's still been some lag spikes. It's not perfect, and there's still a lot of work to be done, as previously mentioned. But like, comparing this to a year ago is like night and day.
A thick snow begins to fall, and the temperature plummets. You've seen how Victra's bargain with the Dark Powers gave her the ability
Okay,
to
let's get
craft
out.
the unbreakable bond, and how the
beneath
endless winter
city
started
streets.
immediately afterward. It's time to return to the city and think about how to
Warlock's been
stop
feeling
the
fine. I don't have all the gear yet for it because I'm still trying to get materials and doing some crafting. But I think that the issue I'm still going to run into is that I don't really have any burst unless I go for like spells. If that makes sense. Like I need burst for spells. Why am I climbing this? What am I doing? Uh-huh. And the rare's not here. Oh, there we go. And yeah, lack of burst makes it feel worse because I'm going to focus entirely on the Eldritch Blast. However, the problem is if I decide to invest into burst, I lose some of what makes my character good in the form of the Eldritch Blast scaling, which is kind of the whole point of this character. I wanted to be able to see, like, if I went all into Eldritch Blast, what is the value of it? And if the lesson is you have to invest into things that aren't Eldritch Blast to get burst to make your spellcasting feel kind of good, that is damning for Warlock. So we'll see. Be Wild Mage Sorcerer, Wild Magic on Healing. Well, the problem with Wild Magic Solgion is that Wild Magic on Healing just means that you're probably going to get killed by Wild Magic a lot. No. As it turns out, getting 6 people to play together at the same time is really complicated. And so, because it's complicated to get 6 people to play together, we're currently level 7.
Where some locals have set up camp. Locals tell you
But only doing Reaper 4, so it's been pretty fun. Will I post this build? Yes. Yeah. This build will come with a full analysis of Warlock and how I think it is in the current state of the game. I just need to finish getting the gear and then do some R10 testing to get a good sense for it.
If you can reach it. You found another large cellar. To your surprise, this one appears to be set up as a tavern.
Oh god. Ooh. Did 2 died because I got distracted watching Netflix? No, not the Netflix trap. I hate the Netflix trap, dude. I've been there before. I died on Hardcore Season 9 because I was not paying enough attention and I forgot to put Death Block in my gear set. So my level 34 character, literally, I got the last item I needed. I forgot the Death Block augment and then rolled the one on a Finger of Death and died. It was brutal. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, again, that's kind of the cool thing about hardcore, right? Is it kind of gives you that that slight difference in experience where you do have that level of tension, which is one of the reasons why I like the actual hardcore server, because everyone's kind of in the same boat. Like if you join a party in right now, if I join a low level party, so let's say like this group doing Depths Chain R1, I guarantee you that Boogie and I Can Has Song are just booking it, right? They're just going as fast as humanly possible, holding down the W key, going pedal to the metal, sprint at full speed, ripping through the quest. Which can happen on hardcore. If you join a group on hardcore, oftentimes you get people being a little bit more measured. Does anybody need a buff? How are we doing? What's going on here? And the kind of the grouping etiquette is a little bit different on Hardcore League, which can be very beneficial if you're somebody with like less experience, because it means you're gonna more often find groups that are more palatable to the unfamiliar, I would say. Yep. Were you at least watching something good on Netflix? Or were you just like rewatching some slop? Or watching one of those Netflix documentaries where they're like, they have so little information to go off for the actual documentary itself that they are basically just like, oh, They are like one of these like true crime documentaries where they're like interviewing people that like made YouTube videos and stuff like that.
The floor shifts and buckles as a creature rises.
I've seen that.
from the refuse-strewn floor.
Because my girlfriend, she likes to watch all like the true crime documentaries, but sometimes they really scrape the bottom of the barrel to like get content for it. So there's like one that she was watching where it was like about somebody that got like murdered or whatever, and there's like a cold case sort of thing, and then as part of the documentary, they interviewed a YouTuber who made like a video about the cold case, which is like nothing to do with the case. And you can even tell like in the interview that the person is like, why are you talking to me about this? I'm just some YouTuber. I just made a YouTube video. What do you mean? So yeah, stuff like that's kind of funny. Oh, meta-analysis. Yes, of course. But yeah, I haven't really been watching anything good. I actually haven't really been watching anything at all. Mostly because, I don't know, I've just been too busy, like, trying to get a few things done before the end of the year. Like I said, I've done everything I can. I've applied for every job that's physically possible for me to apply for before the end of the year before my head explodes. I don't know, maybe I'll get like 3 calls in January of people being like, hey, sorry, I was on leave for like 3 months. Anyway, are you interested in coming in for an interview? So we'll see. PoE drops any point this week. Do I plan to play PoE on stream? I wasn't originally planning on playing PoE on stream, mostly because there's a lot of other things that I want to be able to show off. One, I'm going to be doing some DDO, but also I want to show off some of the new Lotra expansion. I haven't spent enough time playing that on stream and showing you guys some of the cool stuff that's in there. And 2, I just have some other things. Yeah, maybe. I've been enjoying playing Path of Exile 2. The new league is something that a lot of people who farm the endgame haven't been enjoying, because it is basically like not very rewarding. It's honestly very reminiscent of it's very reminiscent of the Fae event, where it's not really rewarding either. They made adjustments to it already, but obviously, you know, for some people it's a little too late for them. But in Path of Exile 2, I'm more of a campaign guy. Like, I kind of just like play through the campaign and then have fun. Next up is oh, the university. Whoops. University special delivery. And I finished the campaign. It's been good. I just don't have a super desire to go into the maps. I do want to stream Soloria, which is, for those of you who haven't heard, Dungeons & Dragons Online, or previous Dungeons & Dragons Online developer Tonkwin, who's worked on a whole bunch of different stuff, is working on a new video game called Soloria. And the idea behind it, we've talked about it before, is it's meant to be like basically a single player MMORPG for all the people that want to play their MMORPG but don't want to interact with other players but do want to interact with other players. Specifically, there's like features inside of it where they just like, there's like random NPC characters that are in the spaces, so you feel like you're playing an active world, but you're actually just playing by yourself.
The foreman says the bodies are being delivered to the Institute of Revivification Studies. He suggests you find the it looks cool, and there's a demo that is out that you can play right now, so I will probably do some of that on stream. Is there consensus on launcher versus downloading through Steam? The launcher is always a bit like the standalone launcher is always better than going through Steam. Always. Literally always, every time. So keep that in mind. Drop something that requires gifting subs and thought to myself, literally only if streams. Yeah, because I did stream some PoE too. Yeah, it's like there's like a portal effect that you get if you gift a sub during a PoE 2 live stream. And to be fair, the portal effect does look kind of good, so I don't know. Demo sounds like it's on Steam. It's very, very, very early demo, but I can get you the link if you like. So it's right here. So we have Soloria demo, and I have a link. I can copy this link. There you go.
And yeah, the idea behind it is it's meant to be, it's a still very, very early stage, but conceptually, oh, Moat, hey, what's up? It's meant to be a MMO style game, but the one that you play by yourself, so you do not play with other people. Which again might seem counterintuitive to many of you to be like, why would you even want to play an MMO if you're not going to like play with other people? But you know what? Somebody who plays a lot of MMORPGs, a lot of people like to play their MMORPGs by themselves. So it's just, it is what it is. Sometimes it happens. Nope. Hey, they got it. So yeah, so we'll be doing that one a little bit as well. When we get the chance. Yeah. Well, the other problem too as well. So there's a style of video game that I forgot to pick up the key. I'm an idiot. Another thing is that I personally don't enjoy what are described as cozy games. Okay, so some of you will know what I'm talking about, but that's like your Animal Crossing games, your Stardew Valley style games, games that are more like cute and simple and have a lot of aesthetics to them, have a large decorating element to them. I'm not as big of a fan of these. And again, these can range anywhere from like I said, like those style of games to also stuff like My Summer Car, where it's all about, you know, building and working on your trucks, things like that. So again, it's there's a lot of games that are just like that. I've never been big into those cozy style games because for me, I always like to just have something to do. For me, I like having like a work style things. I like to have something that I'm like, I feel like I'm progressing slowly over time. And so that's where the MMORPG comes in. MMORPGs are basically work, right? If you think about a simple example of like grinding out a thing, like right now I'm just kind of grinding in DDO. I'm not necessarily having fun in DDO, but once I'm done with this, I'll have like my item set and I worked for it and I got it and now I have it. And it's really like this thing I'm slowly grinding for. Where like nothing what I'm doing is challenging. I'm playing Warlock, for God's sakes. I'm just clicking the button, everything's dying. You know, click the mouse is how I would describe it. So it's my the way I'm killing everything is click the mouse. But it's got a similar feeling to like, imagine if you're like knitting something, right? It is work, but it can be enjoyable. It can be something that you enjoy the process of. You can enjoy like working your way through it. And at the end of the day, you do get like a workable product. You get something that you can like use. And that's cool. And so it's kind of how I think about it. It's like grinding an MMO is very similar to like, it's just like a thing I can do with my hands sometimes. For example, I was recently in school. So I did school, and I am now a certified medical lab technician, which is very cool. A unemployed one, but you know, certified nonetheless. And hello, charge. Here we go. And through school, to help me stay focused, I played Lord of the Rings Online. So in class, because it was at home, so I was like it was like all through Zoom for the because there was the in-lab portion. We had to go in and do the phlebotomy and do the science and, you know, and do all the things. But for the theory, it was all just like lectures and I just sitting in the chair. So I would have lecture on like my side monitor, my notes on my other monitor, and then Lord of the Rings Online. Because Lord of the Rings Online was just a thing for me to do with my hands. Because if I have to sit in a lecture hall, I'm going to be like bouncing a pencil, I'm going to be chewing on something, I'm going to be tapping my foot. You know, I'm going to be just doing stuff. I don't really like to sit still as much. And so by having something that I can like have my fingers doing a thing and have like part of my brain slowly working on something while I'm listening, it also came with the secondary benefit of when we talk about a topic in the class, the Zoo Creeper, when we would talk about a topic during class, I would be taking an action in Lord of the Rings, doing a quest, completing a zone, doing a thing. And then when I would think about those things, I'd also think about those tasks and those actions and actually kind of key together. So for me, it was like, it's sort of like how sometimes people study by listening to music at the same time, because then
when you need to think of a concept, you can just think of a song and where you were in the song when you were listening, like reading the text. And now those two things are inextricably linked. So yeah. So that's why the idea of having like a single player MMO style game makes sense to me, where it's just a thing that might be work, but like if you don't want to have to deal with the interaction of like a World of Warcraft, but you want a thing that feels like a World of Warcraft, you can kind of have that. Plus also, the unfortunate reality is no matter how much developers try to make their games feel full, they will never be full. What I mean by that is like World of Warcraft is really cool. But I bet if you go to Stranglethorn Vale, you will play for 2 hours and you won't see anybody. Because there's nobody in Stranglethorn Vale. Why would you go there? Once you level past it, there's no reason to do it. There's no reason to return to it. So you're just not going to do it. And so the world ends up feeling like giant and empty until you get to like the hub world. You know, if I'm playing modern World of Warcraft and the current expansion, Enemy Within or something like, I don't know, is that what it's called? Anyway, if you're playing like current World of Warcraft, and then you go to the Shrine of the Seven Winds or whatever it was called in Pandaria, like wherever the hub zone was there, dude, that place was always pumping and full of people. Or Shrine of the Seven Stars or something. But now, if you go there, there's like literally nobody there. Which makes sense. Of course there's going to be nobody there. It's not the current endgame expansion thing. But that felt kind of good. And so the benefit of one of these like a fake MMO game is that there's always people there. It always feels like there's things active. There's always feels like the area is like alive with stuff. It's actually something they did in Destiny 2. At the beginning of their most recent Destiny 2 expansion, you get to like the new town, and they actually have a town populated with like other like guardians, like other players, but they're fake. They're just like NPCs who are standing there. And they actually did it for story purposes, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But it was really cool to just see like the area populated. Now that being said, of course you can also see other players who are physically there, and the area is generally populated because it's, when you load in, there's usually about 10 or 15 people also milling about. But it just gives you that feeling like it's not an entirely empty world. Whereas like, I love Lord of the Rings Online, but the one downside to the fact that it is the largest MMORPG in terms of physical space you can play today, it's big, and you will play that game for decades and not see another human being. And then twice a month to drive 2 hours away to the school to do labs. Didn't multitask. I'm bad at it. Yeah. Well, for me, it's less so multitasking, although I don't even think I'm that good at multitasking. I'm good at fast switching singular tasking is a good way to think about it. I know some people that can multitask. I don't multitask. I single task, but like sneakily. So you'll notice like I will read something in chat, then I will start talking about what I read in chat, and then I go back to chat later. I'm not concurrently doing both. I mean, I sometimes do both. Are you looking forward to any new MMOs in 2026? Ashes of Creation, Pantheon, Monsters and Memories. So I stand by what I said before, and I will continue to mean this into the future. I do personally think that that Pantheon is shovelware. So I hope to be proven wrong, and I hope that the game comes out, and I wish the developers lots of success. I hope that their game is able to launch and people get paid, because that's important. I hope the people that worked on it are able to be successful, to find the niche and to make the game come out well. I do think it's shovelware. Oh man. So I don't think that Pantheon's going to be good at all, and that's my personal opinion based on what I've seen and what I've been able to have my hands on and play a little bit so far. But again, could be wrong about that. But yeah, as far as Ashes of Creation goes, you know, game with a PvP focus, I think has a very high chance of failure. I don't think it's going to be living up to a lot of people's hype. That being said, I think the biggest thing going against Ashes of Creation is that people are excited about Ashes of Creation. If this was a game that had been worked on with like not a lot of fanfare,
and then it comes out and it blows people's minds and literally like their head explodes when they start playing it, that would be one thing. But people have such high expectations. Checking Hydra. People have such high expectations for Ashes of Creation, is that I think that even if the game is good, if it's not perfect, it's going to disappoint many and it's going to struggle for a while. And then Monsters and Memories, literally never heard of it. Yeah. Ask New World how that goes. Yeah. Man, so New World is not a game that I loved when I got the chance to try it. No Hydra. No Hydra. Snowfall and Sunlight. But yeah, so I didn't love New World when I got the chance to play it, like again when it launched. But the patch that they had like a month ago apparently was like mind-bogglingly good. People were loving it. Big patch, big fan. Everyone loves this patch. And then it turns out the game is shutting down. Big rip. What are you gonna do? I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough one. MMORPGs, man, they're hard to do. Just up at New World is not a game. Yep. Yeah.
This should unlock the locked door in the lobby.
And it's just fixing the game until it was too late. Yeah.
This door
And MMORPGs need like some amount of endgame.
growling on the other side.
They're not profitable enough. Yeah, that's market, baby. Market trends. That is true. Games that can turn a profit will be shut down because they don't turn enough of a profit. Which is one of the reasons why indie games are a good way to bet, where if you can either find a indie developer that is able to make a couple of successful products, or if you are following games and you see that things are looking good and you're not ignoring like the downsides of something, then yeah, you can have like a good time there. Like, remember, it's okay for like not every game is going to come out perfect. But you just have to make sure you don't ignore the signs of like something not going well. New World, yeah. And then this month, I've been reading over some of the information about Pantheon. Yeah. Again, I got the chance to play Pantheon in the pre-alpha in 2020, and pre-alpha is not an entirely fair way to talk about a game and its state. But the problem is, kind of is, because the issue with the pre-alpha was like conceptual stuff. There were problems that were in the pre-alpha that the development staff at the time did not wish to address. So what I mean by that is one of the problems is the slow pace of the game, in the sense of artificially slowing down the player to make the game longer. That is a problem that the game had, and 5 years later, after getting a chance to play it in its pre-alpha, that's a problem that's still in the game, of slowing down the player and artificially. So again, the fundamentals I think are not different enough. They might make some changes, but I still think it's just like nostalgia bait shovelware. Remember when your time used to matter in game? Remember when things took a long time?
However,
Do you remember? Do you remember?
another rune on this elevator has been powered. You can now access the next floor.
Oh no, I'm aware it's on purpose. The issue is that that's like a misguided understanding as to what made slower games fun. Like, World of Warcraft Classic isn't more fun because you have to sit down and wait for your mana to come back. World of Warcraft Classic was really fun because no one knew how to play World of Warcraft or what was going on. So you're exploring the world and finding out all this like
Like there weren't map markers that would tell you exactly where to go. You have to like listen to NPCs and try to discover stuff. And you're playing this world where you're discovering what's happening and you're going on an adventure. And yes, there is an element of resource management that comes into play there. Sitting on the ground and drinking water and waiting 30 seconds between each monster fight was not the part that made the game fun. And so that's something that games like Pantheon and other games don't really understand, where they're taking the wrong lessons from these older games instead of going, okay, the incredible exploration and the lack of knowledge that people had made the game fun at the time, and we need to find a way to recapture that experience and to rekindle that. Instead, they're like, what if it took forever to do anything? Did you? Okay, give us your money, please. $1,000, yes, $1,000 to play our game, please. Thank you. And every award. Like, the reason why a lot of resource management in old games took a long time and was very slow was because developers are still figuring out the MMO genre, and they were basing things off of the probably correct assumption of like pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons, where you have to rest to get your spells back or your powers, and therefore you should have to do that in your video game. But doing that in a live action setting is really destructive to the play pattern. It's the reason why in DDO, you can cast multiple spells without having to rest instead of just having to rest right away. Like if DDO had a spells per day system, nobody would play a spellcaster because it'd be just horrible. Imagine being able to cast like 3 fireballs and then you can't cast another like level 3 spell. So there's like things that have to be adjusted when you go into it, and the older games didn't have those adjustments because again at the time they were figuring this shit out, and that's fair. You know, it takes time for these developments to be figured out. It takes time for people to learn these things. But again, that's not the magic that people remember from playing World of Warcraft or from playing like WoW Classic or from playing EverQuest. Is not just the fact that it was slow. It was also the fact that like if I didn't like, you would talk to a friend or talk to somebody and they would go, oh, how'd you get that cool sword? And they go, oh, there was this guy on this hill over in this zone, and I talked to him and he told me to get him some turtle hides. And then you bring that, and then you kind of, you know, he crafts it into like the special turtle shell razor sword or something. And that's like, oh shit, you can do that? It's the same reason why like WoW Classic was successful, but in like in a different way than actual original vanilla World of Warcraft. Whereas WoW Classic definitely did play off a lot of people's nostalgia, but also had the fact that outside of just nostalgia, there were a lot of tools to make the game a lot more accessible than it used to be. So like as an example, or just in looking at accessibility, you can buy add-ons for WoW Classic, as in like you pay like I think it's like 20 or 30 bucks to give you an add-on that literally will tell you step by step where to go all the time with arrows and everything, like it's a modern WoW. And people will pay for that because the information's already out there. The only thing that's stopping you is from just like googling every single quest, and googling every single quest is tiring. So why don't I just like pay the 20 bucks and then now I have this experience that's walking me through. But then are you really playing World of Warcraft Classic? Are you playing something that's bringing you back the nostalgia? Or maybe you're just playing to connect with friends, which at the end of the day is like the most important thing about MMOs, is connecting with other people. For a lot of people, it seems Shorns get the most storage space. Yeah, exactly. Rediscover my original Burning Crusade Wrath of the Lich King experience and probably will not happen. Yeah. As I'm getting older, I'm realizing it's much more difficult to do that.
I'm here to end things, Victra. You know we have to. I assumed things were over between us when you left. It's my
want for that type of game. I'm not saying that there is a want for that type of game in terms of having the slower, more resource intense sort of thing happening. I'm actually not entirely disagreeing with that. That there are some people that personally enjoy that. As an example, I did play some EverQuest with some friends, and the way it would go is we would go to like a dungeon or an area with monsters, and then we had a synergistic group of people where like I was playing Bard, so I was doing mana regen, and we had a guy doing heals, and we had like an enchanter doing like debuffs, and we had like a set of players, everybody had a different role, and we were like going through, and we had a hunter who had like a this like gorilla pet that was also doing a bunch of damage. And it was fun to have like this tight resource system, which involved, there was like definitely some waiting and some like figuring out you know, kind of how to organize stuff. And the lack of resources and the slow regeneration of resources made it so we really had to coordinate to figure it out. As a group, there were definitely some elements of that could be seen as fun. So I'm not saying that those systems can't be good some of the time. But when it becomes to on your own time, the frustration grows a lot more. And when it comes to, you know, if the group play is depending on, like if you're a solo player, if the group play is maybe 2% of your experience, because maybe you group with other people most of the time you play by yourself, spending all of that time regenerating resources and other stuff is just not quite as good. When you compare it to the 98% of the time where you don't need to have that system, and you could also just substitute that out for something else for the end game play.
And both plummet over the side.
Oh gosh.
Victra lies motionless in the snow, with Elise beside her. I'd back up if I were you, Elise says.
Yeah, like basically my argument is that non-combat regen, putting you up to full, is something I think that a lot of video games can, like older games, can be improved by. What is this?
You'll always have my heart.
Oh.
Without another word, Elise puts her hand to her
Oh.
chest. There is an explosion of heat and light. And they are gone, with Victra Mordenheim dead, and the unbreakable heart destroyed.
Ooh.
The Mortimer will return to a more hospitable state.
What are the odds?
Only
With a
time will
Reaper
tell
power.
whether the country will
No, I can't Reaper
We
craft
can
it.
only hope that Elise's dream of a
Well,
better world
I'm taking it.
overcome
So
the
it's
round
going in the
dark
body.
past.
Crazy. Melee figures, what's more important, strike through or melee power? That only spawned one thing, that's weird. For me, melee power. Strike through is situational, melee power always applies. Thank you. Okay, next is it's not snowfall and sunlight, it's cold snap. Cold snap. Yeah, melee power is always gonna be, also Baron, they're dead. Yeah, it's kind of cool, man. I didn't have a heart shard before, and now I have a Reaper power heart shard. Ooh. And it's got the special border. Very fun. I haven't made a build using a heart shard because farming for this is a nightmare. I probably ran that quest about 60 times, so it's probably over, or like, you know, it's not that likely for me to find one of these. So yeah, so it's pretty cool. I'll take it. Curse it? I don't think I have enough cards to curse it right now. I could curse it. Yeah. When I get to town, I'll check to see if I have enough cards to curse it. I'm gonna finish the saga first. I don't hate the idea though. What if I get something good? What if I get a really good curse?
Across the icy bay, you wonder whether you'll end up freezing to death.
It's kind of sick though.
Place. But you must find Elise and the
The 5 melee power curse on it. I mean, that's a lot of melee power. Hey, can I hit these guys? I can. Hey. I don't have most of my gear, so if you're like surprised as much as crowd controlling everything, it's because I don't have a lot of stuff. I mean, that is 8% more damage. Can I just kill all these guys? Okay, so I can get most of them. It's kind of cool. I just need more damage. We'll get there. We're getting there. I've got I did get the on my gear set I did get Clank, so I do have Rupturing Echo, which is nice. So we do have dripping with Sonic at the moment, and we're gonna get more dripping effects in the future. I still need 2 items from Threats Old and New, so that's I need the boots from Threats Old and New, And I need, what do you call it? The bracers from Threats Old and New. So we're still missing a couple pieces. Still missing a couple pieces of gear. And then, of course, I have to craft all this stuff. Oh my god, is this Kabumo? Not as an alchemist? What the hell? I don't think I've ever seen that before.
A long dead explorer.
It's a rare sighting. But yeah, strike through generally is not as useful, and the main reason is because right now, the current way to play melee characters, oh yeah, so we're doing Cold Snap, Ends and Means, and Body and Mind? No. And what's the last one called? Oh, Improper Authorities. Whoop. Almost done. On the last 3 quests, they are all on boats to the north. Don't die, don't die, don't die, I'm typing. Don't die. EQ basically 100% made it feel like original EQ from my understanding, open beta in June. Again, I want these old games to be successful, or games that like are inspired by original sources, or like older sources, because I'm an old man myself. I started this earlier conversation by talking about how Diablo 2 does things right that other games don't. So I'm an old at heart, okay? I don't like new things. I like old things. I like things I'm familiar with. I don't like change. Okay, I'm with all of you guys. But I'm old, and I'm getting older. I don't have the same amount of time to waste that I had when I was like a kid, you know? So for me, I don't mind when games have grind, because if the grind is engage with the combat to do grind, I'm engaging with the combat. I'm doing a thing. I'm having fun. But when the grind is physical time, wait, if the grind is the bus stop, then that's not the grind that I want to have as I've gotten older. So, you know, games that, again, much like Dungeons & Dragons Online as an example, that kind of scratch that grind itch, where the whole point is that you are grinding in these games. Whoop. Oh god. But it's not like I have to sit and wait for my mana to come back. It's that like, here's the best way to describe it. It is more fun to me to, instead of it being fight one monster, wait 30 seconds to get my mana back, then fight another monster, then wait 30 seconds to get my mana back, then fight another monster, then wait 30 seconds to get my mana back. I would rather have fight a monster, then fight a monster, then fight a monster, then fight a monster. As a younger person who likes to go on their phone, I don't need my game to mandate me to sit down to drink and then pick up my phone and go like this and have something to do in the interim. You know what I mean? So if these games that are inspired by older titles or inspired by older ideas can still come to the conclusion of how to make things interesting and exciting and magical, while still having some of the charm of what a lot of older games used to offer, I think that's good, right? Like some of the sacrifices we've gotten in the sake of like convenience of like, oh, you know, you now have like powers or abilities or whatever, like, you know, the things, the game is less tedious, to also, there's less decision making. There's less thinking. The game is smaller. But also, I will say this, and this is the hard part about the magic. Some of you guys in the chat, okay, are old, just like me. And back in the day, I used to play this game called Asheron's Call. And in Asheron's Call, sometimes you just didn't know how to do something. And to find out how to do something, you'd have to ask somebody. And you go, hey, do you know how to do this thing? And that person would go, yeah, I went to here. And then they would give you coordinates. So they'd be like, I went to 48.2 north, 36.3 west, and you need to talk to this guy. Then he's going to tell you to go to a dungeon. You got to take 6 portals. So you got to start here, and then you're going to go to take this portal. You can take the portal to Cavendo, then you can take that portal to Cabayan, and then you got to take that portal to somewhere. And you basically get somebody, like in real life, giving you handwritten instructions. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just an interesting element of it. But somebody giving you handwritten instructions about where to go and what to do.
This is the same type of magic
In modern
barrier
times,
there must
people have an
be
expectation
another
that there will be an
force
arrow on screen pointing them at all times.
hidden away
Um,
within these caves.
I have personally had this experience as well, where I'm like, where do I go? And then I realize, oh, I don't have to know where to go. I can just like, every time I start playing, I can just like look at the minimap and just follow the minimap in the exact arrows. I don't have to do any discovery myself or examine anywhere or look anywhere. I just follow the minimap and that's fine. Which again, is not ideal for every single game experience. Not every game should be played like that, but that is 100% something that I have done. I'm assuming many of you guys have also experienced before, where you play a game and you don't really have to read or find out anything or discover anything. You just kind of like follow the arrow. And this applies to like all sorts of modern games. This applies to Lord of the Rings Online. This applies to Guild Wars 2. This applies to World of Warcraft. Get quest, look at arrow on minimap, follow arrow, get to place. And the reason why I think this is interesting as like a sort of a problem is that there are actually times in these games where they don't tell you exactly where to go. Where they go, hey, it's in this area, check the swamp, and somebody gives you an instruction. And you're like, okay, sounds good. But then you get to the swamp, and so the swamp will be like highlighted on the map as that's where you're supposed to go. But you have to find it in the swamp, which means you have to like use your eyes to like look at the screen and investigate for clues. Something the game has trained you not to do. And oftentimes those are like the least fun quests. The one where it just says it's in this general area and now you have to look for stuff, where all of a sudden the game just flipped it on its head and said, hey, by the way, all that time you've been following the arrow, not good. You can't follow the arrow this time. And I find that very interesting because I also had that experience where like when I play Lord of the Rings Online and I get to a quest that is like explicitly explore this area with no real instructions about what I'm supposed to find, it's kind of annoying. But shouldn't it not be annoying? Isn't that what I want? I want to have the desire to find stuff, but my brain is like trained that it's like this is bad somehow. Anyway, it's just kind of weird. Where the quest giver gives you wrong directions because he's actually the bad guy. Yes. Bud paper and a pencil. Yeah. Also, all the graph paper, so you could like draw dungeons by hand, so you could remember where to go. You just want to share that because I think it's really cool and awesome. Oh, dude, that sucks, Basement Warrior. Oh man, I've never had a bag like delete on me from a reincarnation. That sucks.
Yet you can feel an aura of warmth.
Don't find anything remotely interesting about the open world of Diablo 4, so I do that there. To be fair, neither do the developers of the game, which is the reason why the only way to play Diablo 4 is look at map, drop pin, get on horse, and then follow horse exactly to pin, because it gives you a detailed line as to where to go. They might as well just have a thing where you can just teleport to all your pins, because there's no reason to actually walk there to any of these places. There is like the very rare exception that if you have a pin somewhere that you might encounter like a world boss or something, but 99 times out of 100 you won't encounter anything. Oh my god, what am I doing? Walking.
Telling her story. She's agreed to help you defeat Dr. Mordenheim.
As investigation, as in doing exploration, but in exchange to give loads of experience the first time. That's kind of cool. Agony's Eyes. Maybe somebody wants this. But yeah, so as I said, I just find it really funny that like that is an experience that I like is when games don't hold your hand and don't immediately tell you what to do and let you solve problems. Another good example, so I was playing Baldur's Gate 3 yesterday with a friend of mine. And, oh, fun fact. So, I can share this because I'm here. So, you know what? You can just have it. Enjoy. Let's see if I can pull it up. Where is it? So I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 with a friend of mine. We're playing like a modded playthrough because I wanted to play Tactician mode and he doesn't really want to play Tactician mode. So the compromise that I have is that we just have a bunch of mods to give us new characters that may or may not be unbalanced, but at least it like feels different and when we're like playing together. So hopefully it's a good time. Ends and means is the next one. And so we're playing together, right? And I have a picture to show of our adventures. So this is our characters. We're hanging out. So this is his character McClunky right here. And this is my character Chaz. So this is the two of our characters. He's a Dragonborn Artificer, and I'm playing as a Elven Blood Rager. I picked the one that had the strongest chin. I really wanted like a character with a really strong chin. And you got Karlach over here, and then down here is Lae'zel. Because unfortunately Lae'zel didn't make it. But it turns out, if you take Lae'zel's dead body and you put it in camp after you kill Lae'zel, the dead body will teleport around. So when you make a new camp, the body follows you. Anyway, I thought this was funny. We played together. We took a picture. It was just like, ha ha ha, we were doing whatever. He shows up.
You get a sinking feeling
And
as you once again
he
enter the
has
cave beneath
this
the
mug for me,
When you escaped, you acted
which
without
has the picture of us
things
with
would be
Lae'zel.
like when you returned.
So now I have this on a coffee mug so I can drink coffee out of it every day. And that's been a lot of fun. I was very surprised.
The service
Honestly, great mug.
had once been kept safely behind the electric barrier. Now wander the cave.
But anyway, the reason why I brought Baldur's Gate 3 up is because there was a puzzle that we didn't solve the correct way, but then I looked it up because I didn't use my creativity juices because I guess I was just tired. So there's a section where you can get like this legendary weapon called Lathander, Blood of Lathander or something. It's like a mace. Anyway, to get into this like temple, you have to like turn these two statues. But one of the statues is like rusted and won't move. So you need to get a 24 athletics check. And unfortunately, all of our characters failed. So I was like, so we can't turn this? We can't get this legendary item? That's correct. There's got to be a solution to this. I could have thought about it for 10 seconds, but I didn't. Instead, I Googled it. And Google immediately goes, oh, yeah. The solution to this problem that works instantly is if you have a bottle of grease, you can throw the grease at the statue, and then when it breaks, it greases up all the gears, so now the statue turns easily. Which of course makes sense. That's how that works in real life. You get some, you get something that's not working, a mechanism that's not working, you grease it, get some, crack out the WD-40. I've all seen the King of the Hill clip where he can't open the can of WD-40, so he gets it a can of WD-40 for opening up his can of WD-40. But like, it was just a really interesting solution to a problem, and I'm happy that the developers took the time to put an alternate solution like that, where like if you just think about it for a few seconds, you can come up with another solution to that problem. And yeah, it's just that's something I did appreciate, but I've been trained by so many video games that like, oh, there's one way to open this door, not 10 ways to open this door. And it's something I'm always surprised about whenever I do Dungeons & Dragons with my friends. I'm the dungeon master. I present to them a solution to a problem, or like a problem, and I have like 5 or 6 solutions jotted down of ways I think they can solve the problem. And then sometimes they will be like, we're going to do another thing, which is not one of the 5 solutions I thought of, but you know what? It kind of works. So we kind of go from there. And I love that kind of like creative element of it. So when I play my MMO games and they suddenly throw that at me, I don't like it at all because I'm trained not to do that. But when I play another video game, it's kind of cool that they have that as an option, that you can think outside the box.
The body of the giant flesh construct you fought here is nowhere to be seen.
D&D buddy cop film. Yeah, basically. Yeah, hell yeah. The ultimate buddy cops, the drunk and the berserker. Sick.
The elevator takes you to the upper floor of Schloss. The doors here are boarded
It's so much
up,
like real life.
save for one at the end of the hall.
Also instantly solved with lightning damage, which jars it loose. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, shit. It's even better than what I did.
From a distance, this bookshelf seems to be like
But yeah,
any other.
I just like the fact there's alternate solutions.
Closer, you're not so sure.
So it's just ways to see how we tackle it. Oh, yeah.
Save for one.
The problem is sometimes you play with players that are too smart. Like I have some friends of mine that are they're just like too smart. Like one of my friends who's a doctor, guy's a fucking genius. So not related to the fact, like he is a doctor, which is unrelated, but he's an ER doctor, and he would show up to D&D, and he played a cleric, and he had every spell. Not like all the damage spells. He had some of those, and he had some things, but he had like all of the weird utility spells, where the number of times he had like stone shape or whatever that got them out of a crazy situation, and I'm like, damn it, what is this guy with this stone shape? And he would cast like just a myriad of different things where I was just didn't think of a way to solve that problem, and he just comes up with the hairstring solution. Bringing MacGyver over here, solving all the problems. Which is cool. I really like that. Capsize the boat instantly. Yeah. Obviously that guy has control water prepared. I mean, to be fair, that's one of the points of playing a cleric or a wizard, is that like when you're going on a different type of adventure, you can have a different like set of spells prepared. All right. Last quest, proper authorities. They didn't know it was going to be at sea. Oh, they didn't know? Sus? Maybe they didn't actually have it prepared. They just said they had it prepared. That's one of the reasons why I prefer it when people actually like write out their spell lists. But also one of the reasons why I understand it's like the upside and downside of spontaneous spellcasters, as opposed to like people that have spell lists, is that spontaneous casters, you kind of have to just take the highest yield spells and the highest damage spells, because any alternative means you have just a dead spell slot. Like if I'm playing a sorcerer, I can't take like Tensor's Floating Disc as like my first level spell. Like, because it just doesn't do anything when you need it to do something.
You'll need to find someone close to him to gain an audience. Most of the guests are dressed to the nines, but this woman in a lab coat and goggles.
You can see a sheet did it on pure whimsy. Damn. Intense.
She stands far away from the others.
Also, we're not playing on honor mode, we're playing on tactician in Baldur's Gate 3, and the number of times where I'm like, yeah, this fight should be fine, and then a guy comes in and does like 100 damage, and I'm like, oh shit, well not 100, that's an exaggeration, but hits for like 40, and I'm like, oh god. Or like, we were doing the Githyanki Kresh, and outside there's like a Grimishka nest, so I send in Chaz, the Blood Rager, to go hang out, and just like, he'll get into melee, he hits one, you know, whatever, it's fine. And I was like, do I need a Blood Rage? I mean, there's CR1 Grimishkas. I don't really need to activate Blood Rage right now. I'll save it for later. It's fine. So I don't activate Blood Rage. And of course, the Grimishkas turn my 50 health into 6 health in one round, because there's a lot of them. And my armor class is like 20, but it doesn't matter because it's tactician mode, so they're like +7 to hit. Well, yeah. There's no reason to. Oh shit, we gotta go. The problem with honor mode is because the consequence of making a mistake is so high, you kind of do have to like play perfectly. So yeah, you're encouraged to like cheese everything. Whereas with like tactician mode, if you make a mistake, you just reload your save, fix it, and then do the next thing.
Take the documents yourself. The door flies open and someone shoves past you. The
Here we go.
woman in a lab coat from earlier.
Yeah, tactician's been fun. It's been a good time.
The heroes I've heard so much about.
Closer. Yeah, here we go.
Come in and tell me what I can do for you.
Yeah, so it's been a good time. There's also a mod that I saw that just came out, and it apparently randomizes. It's not like quite a full randomizer, but it randomizes loot So the mod has like 20,000 items in it. So whenever you start a new file, it will take from that list of 20,000 items and randomly place them throughout the game. So you're only going to see like 1,500 of them. So it feels like you could play the game multiple times and get totally different equipment every time you go through it, which changes up how the game feels a lot. Because admittedly, equipment is like a big part of how the game feels. Schloss Allbrecher. But yeah. I would like to try out some different MMOs. I mean, the problem with trying out different MMOs is some of you might even be aware. Guild Wars 3, or not Guild Wars 3, Guild Wars I said Guild Wars 3 Reforged. Guild Wars Reforged recently came out, which is basically like a slight remaster of Guild Wars 1. It's basically the same game. Well, it is the same game, but they made like a couple UI updates and gave it like proper controller support. And I think that's pretty much it. But a lot of people are excited to play. Plus, they have like they added like a hardcore mode and some other things. Like I've been meaning and wanting to play Guild Wars 1, and not just because Dorak bugs me about it all the time, but also because it's pretty fun. It's kind of like an evolution of EverQuest for me. So I want to play that. I also want to play Guild Wars 2 because I want to try the Guardian character because it looks pretty fun. So I want to do some of that for sure. I still have to play Lord of the Rings expansion. There's like so many video games, man. There's like way too many video games. And so when I think about next year and like, oh, would it be fun to try like see how Ashes of Creation feels when it comes out? Or like you said, there's the open beta for the Monsters and Memories video game coming out. It could be fun to play, but also MMOs, they're so time consuming. They're so time sucky, you know? I mean, shit, I still want to play Final Fantasy 14. I think the main issue is I'm too easily distracted in terms of just like tunneling and doing the same thing whenever I play a video game. That, and also I personally am not unlike some, I am not too keen on just like Googling a thing to find the fastest way to play through it. I would much rather like slowly struggle bust my way through and try to have fun with it that way, which definitely affects the amount of time it takes to get through some of these experiences. Versus if you just go in and look up a guide, then you can complete something significantly faster, which is objectively probably a good way to go through it if you're trying to go for speed. But here you go. You know what? Enjoy. Have more named loot. Okay. Checking for Etten before recall. I'm going to check for the Etten over here. But yeah. Too many good games. Plus, also, I found, like, especially as I've gotten older, something I understood when I was younger, but I understand it more now. The most important thing when it comes to... Oh, no Etten. So weird done. As I've gotten older, that is really relevant, is playing games with your friends. It's like probably the most fun thing I can do at any given moment, even if it's not a new game, even if it's not a different thing. Although there is a game that I would like to that I'll share. I want to say in another stream. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is because I don't have the mental for it right now. But either next stream, so that would be either tomorrow or like Saturday, Sunday, because I'm going to be streaming those days. I want to share with you guys another game I have found. It is a free-to-play game. It can be played with your friends or with strangers, and it is surprisingly fun and stressful. So yeah. All right, and now we leave group because we're done with this for today. And yeah, now I grab my Saga reward because I'm an idiot. Saga reward. Okay, do we have a rare thing? Solar Gem of MRR Cap. Is that a rare augment? Is this a rare one? Oh, it is a rare augment. It's kind of good. Covered Culvert, Locked Away 1. I don't think I have one. I'm going to take the MRR cap. It's counterintuitive as it sounds. It's really good. Even though I need the ingredients. All right. now we go dump our ingredients and we do an ingredient check and see where we're at. Yeah, there's a couple other games I want to feature before we run out of time for today, or not today, but in the year. Okay, so it's oh crap, what's the name for that? No, it's not the capacitors. Bleak, I think they're called Bleak. There we go. 252 Bleak conductors, 135 Bleak transformers, 294 wires, 288 insulators, and how many do I need here? I'm just gonna get out my chart. I made a table. Okay, I need 200 more conductors. No, yeah, 225 more conductors. I'm good on transformers. I'm good on wires. 200 insulators, 200 resistors, 200 alternators, and like 31 more mementos. I've played Kingdom Classic. I have not played Kingdom Classic. But no. Now, the other game that I want to show you guys, it's a free-to-play game you can play with your friends, and you don't have to tell them what it's about. Just tell them to download it and play together. It's definitely for nerds, but we're going to go through that another day because I want to be able to play it on stream. It's something we can actually all play together. Me and you, stream and everything. But for today, I am done for today. I wanted to stream for longer, but waking up, throwing up, and being very tired now, I got no energy left. So we will be back at it tomorrow on Christmas Eve. So hope you guys are having a good day. If you guys didn't know, if you're like, oh my god, the title of your stream, it's so negative, it's a reference to a movie. If you haven't watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, it's a reference to a movie. I just thought it would be funny because I was vomiting today, so it was a bad way to start the stream. But yeah, so we will be back tomorrow with some more stuff. Again, sorry about the shorter stream today, but I still wanted to get on even though I'm feeling like garbage, and we'll be back soon. So we'll be back tomorrow, which I'm excited to have happen. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll be doing some more stuff, don't you worry. And again, apologies for like not streaming last week. I'm like really focused on like the grind, on like the job grind. So I'm like really focused on that. And now that it is the 23rd, starting this week, and so it's 22nd starting this week, ain't nobody gonna hire me this week, so we'll see. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna raid. Who are we raiding? Let's raid Brackard. He's streaming. Let's bring everybody over. You guys want to watch some more DDO, you can hang out with him. Didn't he get like a new computer or something? It does not look like he got a new computer, but I thought he got like a new computer or something. I couldn't tell you. Anyways, like I said, we'll be back tomorrow, so hope you guys had a good time, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye. Bye bye. Merry Christmas. Bye. Happy holidays. Bye bye. Whoosh. And we send everybody over, and now we stop the Twitch stream, and then we go here. Also, I shaved. YouTube chat, I shaved. It's crazy. I never like get that clean shaven because I don't leave my house, but I've been like meeting a lot of people, so I had to get the haircut and do the shave and all presentable. Ugh. Anyways, all you on YouTube, have a good time. Again, we'll be back tomorrow with some more stuff, and hopefully I'll have a little bit more energy. You know what sucks? Waking up vomiting. I don't want to do that. I have like a wicked fever. Last time I checked, it was like 102. So hopefully I can stay sick so I don't have to do anything on Christmas. I'm not a big Christmas. I don't really like Christmas that much. So I can escape it. That would be good, but I probably can't. That's why we have this. You know what this is? It's a whole bottle of Dayquil, and it's on my desk. It's very helpful. So it's called, how do I get up in the morning? A whole bottle of Dayquil, baby. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a good time, and I will see you soon. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. See you later. See ya.